Welcome to the perfectly placed preview for our race meeting at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Tuesday, the 10th of June. This is the forewarning, the disclaimer. I'm opening up with it. Rain is falling on Saturday. It is predicted to be around 30 mils. That's on Saturday, leading to the early hours of Sunday morning, and then sort of clear skies from then on till Tuesday. So be warned that the underfoot conditions could be a little bit soft, as we saw not too long ago. But we'll obviously have updates leading up to the race meeting and the track report, etc. So just bear that in mind. Winter horses might end up thriving in this weather. We've got a lovely program. We've got the Winter Mile and the Winter Sprint, both non-black types, but have attracted competitive fields. So looking forward to it. And we also have a number of juveniles that are very well bred and just starting out their careers. So it's going to make for an interesting meeting. Before I go on, please don't forget to subscribe. It's very important so you get all the updates as soon as they are posted up and you get first-hand information to go through. Let's get straight into it. Race 1 is the Hollywoodbets Kenilworth welcomes you Maiden Juvenile plate. It's over the 1,000 meters, and there's it's a bit of a smaller field compared to some of the others, but there are horses that have improved or showing improvement. I quite like number 6, Mount Augustus. He's the son of Vercingetorix, getting better with every one of his runs. He ran behind 3 Tigers last time. He's come out and won. The other horse to consider is number 4, Spirit, from the Pitstone Yard. He's had a little bit more experience, but it could really help him in potentially soft underfoot conditions. And number 2, Marquetta, is one not to be ignored. Brevin Plyke's is riding, so takes the 2.5 kilos off her back. She also gets the sex allowance, so with that, together with the claim, she only carries 55 against the 60 kilos of the Colts and Geldings. So it is going to be a very competitive type of race. There are 1 or 2 first-timers, but no real comments at this stage. You'll just have to keep an eye on the betting once that is released. So obviously a note that this is pre-recorded. Race 1, my play is a swinger, number 2, Marquetta, and number 6, Mount Augustus, should get you through the first part of the day. Race 2, Cape Turf Club Syndicate's Juvenile plate for the fillies, and it's over the 1,200 meters. It's a lovely competitive contest. I mentioned a whole bunch of the first-timers. This race contains a number of them, but we've got number 4, Match That, who was very impressive on debut. She's a daughter of Give Me the Green Light, and on that occasion, remember Justin said she came into the race a little bit sort of underdone compared to what his normal training style is. She still won quite impressively. Followed up with that and ran against Open Company. It was really strong. She didn't really follow up with that, but I feel like back in this type of race, she most certainly can shine. Also with Andrew Fortune aboard, who won with her on debut, so obviously knows her quirks, etc. But yeah, Match That I think was just that impressive on that occasion. And you also have, interesting enough, a daughter of What a Winter out of Hammy's Hooker. That's the Kelly Mitchell runner. Number 3, Sports Fan, Craig Zaki aboard. We do have Raiders from Gqeberha, so looking forward to how they're going to go. And number 2, Paralegal, Brevin Plyke is riding once again, and he has managed to find his sort of groove and his how to use his claim in the Western Cape, and has proven quite useful as of late. So confidence is key with the apprentices, and I think Paralegal, with all the experience, the Vaughan Marshall runner, will do very well. Just to mention that you also need to tune into the Perfectly Placed trainer interviews, and you'll get more information on a bunch of the runners, especially the unraced or lightly raced juveniles. In race 2, it is the first leg of the bipart, and I've gone the way of, in the first leg, 2 and 4, by 3, 5, 16, by 2 and 15, by 1, 2, 9, by 2, 4, 6, 11, and last leg 3 and 8. Race 3, Dare to Dream Racing Syndicate Maiden plate over the 1,200 meters. This is a really interesting race. It's a full field, so you've got the 18 runners, and it really has attracted this sort of relation of celebrities, if you would. Number 1, Night Train, is a full brother to Thunderstruck. He's an unraced son of Rafif from the Vaughan Marshall Yard. Gavin Arena aboard. Drawn 1. He's been here for a gallop. He's really big and robust, and I mentioned those Perfectly Placed trainer interviews. It would be very important to listen to Vaughan Marshall's one to see how he's going to go. And then you turn the page and you have number 11, Future Free, who's the half-brother to 8 on 18. So you sort of had a Thunderstruck 8 on 18 sibling meeting or rivalry, which makes the race very interesting. It doesn't quite stop there though. That's the celebrities of the race, but you also have a horse like number 16, African Memoir, who ran behind 3 Tigers on debut on the soft track. So my opinion, the track's going to be similar and soft again, and I think just the fact that he was a little bit green but rounded his race off relatively well was good. I do feel like we need a little bit of a discussion around number 11, Future Free. On debut, he was drawn 6 out of 10. He jumped out. Richard just slotted him in. Didn't really have all that much early pace. He shows he really has an unbelievable action though. And slowly just made up ground. He had to be niggled quite a bit throughout the middle parts of the race. And obviously an indication of a horse just wanting a little bit further and maybe a little bit green. But when it came to rounding his race off, he was pulled out for a sort of uninterrupted run. And he really went through his paces very well. And he finished third on that occasion behind Ridian. So you would assume he would improve a whole bunch, and that he most certainly can do. So it is going to be a very interesting race, and as mentioned, there are also some other horses like number 13, Canal Skater, or Skater, son of One World from the Dean Cannemay yard, who didn't really act in the softer going last time. I know that he was reported, the jockey reported not striding out at that stage. The vet didn't find anything with him. So it's a bit hard to explain that run, but on debut he ran third behind Happy Verse. That would be enough to include him. So it is very interesting, and like I said, we really have a great field of horses. My play would be an each way on number 16, African Memoir, and hopefully a bit of value about that with some of the other celebrity or popular first timers. But like I said, it doesn't quite stop there. You've also got number 10, Palancar. So a bit of a wide open race, but an each way play on number 16, African Memoir, would be a good one. Race 4 is celebrating Centurion member Nancy Hossack's birthday. It's a maiden plate for the fillies and mares. It's over the 1200 meters. And please note, this is the first leg of the pick six, so very important start. Number 2, Claire de Lune, ultra consistent type of filly, hasn't quite put her head in front as yet, but I don't know if just time is also going to help her. A little bit of a concern about the soft track, but in Cape Town the horses go through quite heavy training tracks and that, so they often go through a heavier surface. I think that's why they're so resilient to a softer track. That's saying if the course is good, I think that she'll run a really good race. I do think that number 1, Apricity, will improve quite a bit, something that we'll all enjoy once the sun comes out after the weekend, being a little moment in the warmth of the winter sun. Number 3, Heritage Ridge, is an interesting runner. She had no luck last time, so probably ignore that type of, that run of her. She generally is quite up there in that. I know she's been further, but in the back of my mind, I wonder if this filly isn't better suited to the 1200, to the 1000 meters. So she goes at 1200 here. She also shows a fair amount of pace, which is good. You have number 5, Stedford, Richard Faree, aboard for Greg Enion. You always have to prick your ears when that happens. Ran fourth on debut behind Electromagnetism, who's come out and won since. So she most certainly is something to highlight and look at. Number 13, Thingamabob. She is a 3-year-old, so probably has, physically just a little bit more mature than the rest of them. Only had the 3 runs for 2 places, so she's really up there. The filly I'd like here is number 15, Red Taffety. She's from the Eric Sands yard, JP van der Merwe rides, and she too ran second behind, Electromagnetism last time. It was a huge improvement. I think that she's a big, strong filly. She's very impressive in the flesh. At one stage, it depends on the field she takes on. She's either sort of head and shoulders above the rest, or she fits in with them. So with open company, she sort of fits in a little bit more. So really like her in this type of race. I think that despite the draw, the other filly we need to mention is number 8, Miss William. Quite disappointing last time. I thought it was absolutely the race for her. She drops down in trip, and I don't know if maybe that's the trick. It can sometimes be. She also she has a fair amount of pace, so could play in her favour. But let's go through race 4, chosen a pick 6. It's a little bit of a wider one, just because I think it is going to be a little bit tricky here and there. So let me jump into it. It is first leg 2, 3, 8, 13, 16. By 1, 2 and 9, by 2, 3, 4, 6 and 11, by 3 and 8, by 4 and 9, and last leg 1, 2, 3 and 6. Race 5. It is the race Cape powered by Hollywoodbets maiden plate for the fillies mares over the 1500 meters. So an interesting one, halfway between 14 and 1600 meters. Number 1, Arcotillo, is a filly I really like. I know that she's been maybe a little bit costly for a few to follow, but I think the fact that she's got the pace, she's comfortable over the 1400 meters. The Hollywoodbets winter course is a bit of a shorter straight and a little bit more forgiving for horses that go and show a fair amount of pace. So I think that's very good. She's also been consistent throughout her career. The other horse, which is an interesting one, is number 9, Kisses. Not the easiest filly. She's got a very difficult mouth and sort of throws her head around a bit. You almost have to leave it to her own devices. So I'm hoping that number 1, Arcotillo, and number 9, Kisses, don't cut throats in the early part of the race. But Kisses ran a commendable third behind Thomas Jenkins last time. After setting the pace up front, it was after a bit of a rest. She was off the track for 5 months, would have needed the run and would strip a fitter horse. So, like I said, I hope that they don't cut throats, but I'm sure with 2 experienced jockeys, they wouldn't do that, and it could then play in both of their favours depending on who ends up leading. So I think Kisses will make the improvement, and you have a few more horses to mention, like number 2, Beach Queen. I think that she can most certainly finish in the places here, and number 11, White Waters, who prefers the Western Cape. Very interesting. She was up in KZN and didn't really follow through with her Cape form. Back in the Western Cape now, she ran a good first time out, and she was quite competitive, so I think she'll follow up and be more so. My play here is an exacta, number 1, Ocotillo, and number 9, Kisses. Race 6, celebrating Centurion member Miloshny Pilay's birthday. It's a class 4 for the fillies and mares over the 1800 metres. Number 2, we have a situation, very clever move from Paddy Craig, Joshua Solomon's aboard, lightweight, light galloping weight, and she ran such a good race post Maiden. She won 2 on the trot, came out, ran second again. So she's definitely maintaining her form, which is encouraging. And I think just timing her right well. Joshua would have to do that. Andrew Fortune somewhat got the knack of a type of filly like this, where you've got to ride her a little bit cold and hide her away, and then sort of really produce her at the right time. So that's very important with her. You got number 3, Lickety Split, who, for me, she's really in a good space. She seems to be. She ran a good third last time. You can't ignore her. It's her third run after a race too, which would typically highlight as a peak run. Number 4, Strawberry Thief. I was very impressed by her win last time out. I thought it was a little bit expected, but the manner in which she went about it was very good. She sort of really came through on the rail, and she had a great burst and a great turn of foot. I think that she could follow up with another competitive run, if not a win. Number 6, Lavender Bay. She too in very good form. I like the fact that she won and came out and ran second again, and on the soft track. So again, highlighting horses that are performing on a soft track. Lavender Bay is definitely one of those. And then a horse that I've been quite impressed by. Be it she's having her first run out the Maidens, it's never too easy. But number 11, Beneath the Clouds, a draw to overcome. But I think the fact that she's won over the trip is a very encouraging thing. And Gavin will just have to maybe find some luck. But last time when she won, she was drawn wide and managed to overcome a draw with ease. So I'm hoping she can do a similar type of thing. It doesn't quite stop there. There are 1 or 2 other horses that you could possibly look at. Number 5, Tap Shoes, if you want to go a little bit wider, or number 9, To a Penny. So in that way, you know, it is a little bit sort of more wide open. If you're looking, the further you look, the further you'll find. My play in this race is a trifecta: number 4, Strawberry Thief, number 6, Lavender Bay, and number 11, Beneath the Clouds. Race 7 is the Winter Mile, the non-black type. It's over the 1600 metres, and a really competitive field of horses. Interesting one too, because you've got a horse like number 1, Gem King, who's beaten Tenango, came out and ran second behind Tenango, who absolutely dawdled home in a grade 2 in KZN. So yes, but now we're going 1600 meters, so that's what makes it interesting. He's got the form, but and runs on, so hopefully he can run a good sort of race. He's been the distance, he's won twice over the trip previously, so you never quite know. Sometimes horses are better off over the sprints, but he has been very good over this type of trip. Number 3, Sugar Mountain, was a winner last time out. Absolutely, this is his type of game. I think that he, for me, is the right horse, even though the betting suggests a little bit different. We'll go through that in a moment. Number 4, Mucho Dinero. I think that he really likes this type of trip. You'd really fancy him on his run behind Garrick's, where he finished third. I think if he repeats that run, for me, just last time he was a little bit disappointing. Didn't quite go through with it, but for me, I don't know, hopefully he can bounce back. He is an older horse, and I'm hoping he can do so. The other thing about him is he does enjoy the wet or a softer track, so that's a positive. And I mean, last time he just really wasn't in the race at all. So hopefully we can ignore that, because otherwise he is a lively runner. Number 5, Magic Verse. He seems to be really finding progress. His last 2 runs have been good. They've also been a very competitive company. The interesting runner for me is number 8, Seeking the Stars. He's got the blinkers fitted. They put him over the 1400 meters last time. No blinkers. Blinkers are back on. And look, he is an older campaigner. He was rested for quite a while. So you have to commend Vaughan Marshall and his team for bringing him back and being so competitive. So it seems like all Gavin's going to be doing all day is overcoming wide draws. But I do think that Sugar Mountain is the right horse here. I think that he has a few horses held on collateral form in that. And I think that he's just very straightforward. And that's maybe what you need in this race, is a very straightforward kind of horse. So my opinion is my play is a win on Sugar Mountain. I just want to mention the betting. You got joint favourite Mucho Dinero and Magic Verse. Sugar Mountain comes in at 4-1. Then you got 9-2 Prometee, and then you've also got Seeking the Stars at around 6-1. So good value about Sugar Mountain and Seeking the Stars, but the market at this stage is in favour of number 4 Mucho Dinero and number 5 Magic Verse. Race 8, it is the winter sprint, and you've got a really nice group of horses here, young up-and-coming horses. It's over the 1,200 metres. Number 1, Boundless Energy, I think we're all going to just be watching him. He's coming off a rest and gelding, so just a really nice type of horse. He's beaten Zeitz before, and I think that he's just run third behind Great Plains. So the quality is definitely there. Whether he's ready for this task is the question, but we'll have a look at him in the parade ring too on race day and see how fit he is and how much he's on his toes. But it is a bit of an ask for a horse sort of after that lengthy period and also after gelding. Number 4, Arctic Wizard, for me is a lively runner. I've always liked this type. I've always liked him. Muzi's ridden him. This is the 3rd time Muzi will be riding him, and I think that he gets along very well with him. He's a big, attractive horse with a great action, and I think that he'll go very well. Number 5, Cowboy, tricky. He sometimes gets himself to an absolute state on race days, and other days he doesn't really. But I think with Andrew Fortune aboard, he really doesn't get them too stressed. He knows how to get them moving and keep them relaxed. So I think that Cowboy is a good runner here. And number 10, Dumbledore's the horse I like. Richard Ferree's riding. He beat Air Raid last time over the 1,200 metres. So looking forward to him doing a similar thing once again. And a horse that, not that he's really won on a wet track, but I think he'll enjoy this thing out the going and enjoy the challenge. So my play here would be Swingers, number 4, Arctic Wizard, and number 10, Dumbledore. Just want to mention the betting to you, so at least you've got a guide as to what that looks like. Cowboy is top of the boards. He's 33-10. Then you've got Arctic Wizard at 9-2, Dumbledore at 9-2, and Gimme Lightning at 5-1. That gives you some sort of indication of the horses that stand out, absolutely. So hopefully you could manage to pick the right one there. Race 9, the Racing Club Class 5 over the 1,200 metres. The Racing Club have shares available in horses Addicted to You, standing at Woodhill Racing. So the team were out there to have a look at her progress, etc. So make sure that you get in touch with Kurt Felix and he can give you more information. So looking forward to all of that. This is a great race. This Class 5's got a bunch of horses that often bump each other. So they're always friends, they always see each other, and you've got a lot of collateral form to go on. However, number 2, Firing on All Engines. I'm quite convinced, I might be wrong, but I feel that he is better down the straight. Yes, does he prefer Hollywoodbets Durbanville around the turn over the 1250? I think he does. But he generally goes quite hard up front, and I think the fact that the 1200, he's got the stamina to sort of hang on there a little bit longer, because he does tend to just get a little bit flat-footed towards the end and the other horses rush him and get the better of him. So I like him back down the straight. Gavin aboard him, he's not the easiest getting him to the start. He's a little bit stubborn. Last time he was much better. But I do like Gavin aboard. Number 2, Firing on All Engines. Number 1, Montlasseur, nice type horse. I think his second behind Trippy Silk was a very good one. Then he went over the 1,400 metres. They've gone back down the 1,200. Again, the right type of race for him. Number 3, Lover's Lane, absolutely knocking on the door. He had a nice long rest between Feb and May. Came out, just looked happy, well, and he ran on accordingly. Andrew Fortune's aboard him. I think he'll run a creditable race. Number 6, Sundays. You can't leave him out. Candice always mentions the horse. She always mentions how gutsy he is and brave he is. Doesn't always find the luck in running towards the end. So he definitely is one to include. And then the other one is number 9, Gravity. So Brevin Planky's aboard. Brevin won on the horse last time. He'll probably do a similar type of thing. And as I mentioned, he's got quite a bit of confidence about him too now, Brevin. So he definitely will know what to do and how to do it. The other horse I'm going to mention is number 5, Wiley Jack. He can sometimes, depending on how he's looking and feeling, he can be competitive. But I think the horses I mentioned are good enough to get you through. My play here is a win on number 2, Firing on All Engines. Race 10, it is the Hollywoodbets Bright Future Class 4 for the fillies and mares over the 1,000 metres. And really nice type of fillies running here. Number 7, Pink Pigeon. She's a daughter of Karari, Richard Ferree's aboard her, and I think that she ran second behind Babylicious last time. It's now the 1,000 metres. Maybe she really likes the trip. She's won over further. But I think that she's just sort of finding her momentum and her form lately, which is very good. Number 1, Sugarbush. Her earlier form was maybe a little bit more competitive than her recent form, but I do feel like she can bounce back, and hopefully she can do so. Number 4, Poetic Princess. I'm not too sure what happened. She sort of took a while to win. I can't say that she's been disappointing, but maybe the expectations were a little bit too high for her, in saying that she is getting through her races and she is being competitive. So I think that she needs to be included here. And then number 5, Peace of Mind. She too, I think that you can just really ignore her last run. She didn't have too much luck in running. Gavin Arena's aboard, and I think that he'll make sure that he guides her home and manages to get a good sort of run out of her. And the last horse to mention is, she's my captain also from the Michelle Riggs Harold Crawford yard, Keenan Stain rides. Her last 2 runs aren't good, but at one stage she was really competitive in that. Maybe she needs to drop in the ratings, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that she can somewhat bounce back. And the other horse is number 8, Golden Tatiana, who lately just really found a form again, which is a little bit interesting because she wasn't really going through her races at one stage. So it is nice to see somewhat of a return to form. But I do think that those are nice upper runners. Number 2, the Charleston, another filly who's gone somewhat off form, even though she is dropping in the ratings. So she could potentially sort of really find her feet again. Maybe, like I said, needs to drop in the ratings. Sometimes they shoot up too high and just need to come back to it a little bit. So my play would be Quartet. You could box number 1, Sugar Bush, number 4, Protect Princess, number 5, Peace of Mind, and number 7, Pink Pigeon. That would be how we'd round our day off at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. So looking forward to having you join us. And as mentioned, keep an eye on the Perfectly Placed trainer interviews. That was very informative. So thank you very much to all the trainers for speaking to us and getting all that information out there for the punters. And keep an eye on the track report and the track condition to see what it will be posted up on Tuesday morning. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We like to hear from you too. So don't be shy to comment.